So now I'm going to start on meal 2. I'm going to start by cutting our pork chops for this meal. I'm also going to go ahead and just cube up the pork for the pork fried rice, since I'm kind of already making a mess on the cutting board. I won't marinate the pork for the fried rice yet, but I am going to go ahead and cut it up into the smaller pieces. And that way when we go to work with it later, we're that much further along. So I'm going to show you how to cut this pork into pork chops, and also just to get the smaller pieces for the pork fried rice. So I'm just going to kind of straighten this off here at the end, and we'll use some of that for our pork fried rice. But then I'm going to start my pork chops. Now I'm going to do a fairly thick cut on this. This is a boneless pork chop. And you don't need to clean it up, really. You just go ahead and leave that on there. Unless you want to go ahead and take it off, you're more than welcome to, but it really won't hurt a whole lot to leave that little bit of a fat cap on there. If you want to take off some of this silver skin, you can, but most of the time it's all right. And if you buy the pork chops, most of the time some of this is on there as well. So I'm just going to take that, kind of trim those up. And as you can see, we still have lots for the pork fried rice. So you probably won't even need to use all of this for your pork fried rice. But now on this one, I am going to clean this off for the pork fried rice. So we'll just get working on that. All right, so we got this all trimmed up, and we're just gonna cube this up into small pieces. I might make a couple of nice skinnier chops here for some breakfast chops, maybe for us come Saturday, Sunday morning. And then the rest is gonna be for the fried rice. So our $6 piece of meat got us all this pork for the pork fried rice, a couple of breakfast chops, and then some nice pork chops here, boneless pork chops, at least 7 and 8 ounces each on these boneless chops here. So that's a great deal for $6.60. So I've got my pork cut. I'm just going to get those marinated. I think I'm going to do mine in some dill, some parsley, some olive oil, salt and pepper. I'm going to get those marinating, and then I'll start searing those off. I'm going to get the rice cooked off just according to the package directions, and then I'm going to get the carrots working, and I'll show you how to glaze those carrots. All right, so I'm going to get the liquid going for the cooking of the carrots. So basically on this, we're going to do a couple tablespoons of butter, a cup of water, some salt and pepper, and we're going to do about a half tablespoon of sugar. I'm going to cut the carrots. I'm going to add this into there, and we're going to boil our carrots in this water. And then when the carrots are done, we're going to pull it out. We're going to reduce this water, and this is what we're going to glaze our carrots in. On the carrots, I'm going to do a fairly thick cut because I don't want these to turn to mush by the time they get cooked through and coated. So I'm going to do a nice chunky cut on these. Remember, you can save your ends for the stock. Just don't add a lot of carrot to your stock. Now, I accidentally had these carrots out for just a bit, just long enough to kind of reduce this to show you that's the true French way, is actually that they cook and they glaze at the exact same time. But I did reduce it down just a smidgen. I'm going to toss them back in to coat them. You can hit these with some lemon juice. When in the beginning, when you're boiling them, you can add in some crystallized ginger. You can put some dill in. I kept them a little basic because I've got the 4-year-old, and Maddie is pretty particular about her carrots, and she does not like lemon or lime. So so I just kept mine nice and simple, so she would eat them. But those are just going to get a little bit bubbly and caramelized on the outside. We're gonna let them go on high. They're on high right now, and probably just about 2 minutes, and those will be done. And we're gonna plate everything up. So there is meal 2. So we cut our pork chops ourselves there with a pork sirloin. We've got our cheddar broccoli rice mix. You can buy any flavor rice that you'd like. And then we've got our glazed carrots. See how they got the nice caramelization on them. I sprinkle a little parsley on top. And that is meal 2. Pork chops, broccoli cheese rice, and glazed carrots. And if you want, throw some bread on as well. I did not make any with ours. Got the rice. I figured that the rice and the pork chop was hearty enough. But if you want a dinner roll with that, feel free to add that as well. Bin 14. Thanks so much for joining me. Hot Moms Dinner Club.